Good afternoon, US. Good evening, UK. And tonight it's the Christmas show of Paranormal Path. How is everyone? We have the human Christmas tree. Hello, humans and Christmas tree.
Hi, I feel like the Statue of Liberty, so I'll just stand to attention with the lamp.
We have Scrooge.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show.
And we have Gary Fields.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
And we've got Nigel watching. Hi, Nigel from North Pole.
Hey,
Hope you well.
Nigel.
So we just thought we'd just have a little chat, a feel-good show. Wow, we've got Jeremy York watching. We've got Bossman. How you doing?
Hey, Jeremy.
We've got some more guests joining us at one stage, but you know what it's like. It's all hectic at Christmas, isn't it? So I think we just have a bit of a laugh. If everyone gets a drink, just chills out because it's a hard time for everyone. So if we can just bring a bit of laughter for next hour or so, then it's all good, isn't it?
Certainly
So
is.
I think we'll do a few Christmas questions then. So what about Christmas films then? Die Hard. Is it a Christmas film? Yay or nay, Gary?
It's cold. It's cold on the runway outside,
Hey,
yeah.
Gary.
There's a blizzard.
Yeah, it is. What do you think then?
I tell you what, the United States are getting it, aren't they? By the looks of it.
That is horrendous, yeah.
So stay safe, all you folks
Massive
over
snow
there.
bomb thing, isn't it? It sounds horrendous.
And sometimes it's worth just not doing anything, is it? And just like park up, don't go out in a van or don't go out. It's looks certainly bad weather coming in over there.
Hey, Scott. Hi,
Hey,
Charles.
Scott.
I guess Charles would be okay in Texas because usually that's a bit more protected, isn't it? But I don't know if I'm wrong. But yeah, the US, it just sounds like it's going to be horrible. Yeah. Hi, Eric. Thanks for watching. But yeah, I feel for you guys
Hey, Eric.
loads because it's just mad, isn't it? So what about you then, Human Christmas Tree? Die Hard. Is
Yep,
it
I
Christmas film?
definitely would put it up there. It definitely is a Christmas movie. Definitely, I love Die Hard. I love Bruce Willis, but I've got to admit he's better looking now than he was back then.
Yeah, he did sort of get better, didn't he, with age? What about you then, Scrooge?
I would probably say no because even though it's set at Christmas time, that's the only resemblance. The first two Die Hard films are actually set at Christmas time, but I would class neither of them as Christmas movies.
Hey, Susie.
Susie.
But that's just my opinion. Oh, hi Sue.
Yeah.
I just want to say hello.
Here we go. Jeremy says it's Christmas movie. There you go. Says it's sequel. Hi, Joanne. Hope you well. Yeah. So when you were a kid, what sort of movies did you watch? Was there anything that you used to like watching?
You talk to me or
Yeah, Scrooge.
oh. You're laughing behind me. Oh, I suppose one of my all-time favourite Christmas
Yeah.
movies is the Polar Express.
Oh wow, yeah.
And have I actually told you how much my Tracy loves that movie as well? I'm being heckled behind me, really am. Shouldn't
Yeah,
actually
but
guess it.
Tracy's got a fan. There you go. Eric loves to laugh. That's brilliant.
Yes, that's probably my all-time favourite one.
Yeah.
And Home Alone, definitely Home Alone.
Oh,
First two
it's got to
movies.
be Home Alone. You can't have a Christmas and no watch Home Alone. That is
Absolutely,
just
they're
like
awesome.
sacred.
You know?
Oh wow. And I just kind of watch things like Love Actually or things like that. Just the soppy ones with a bit of Hugh Grant to watch. Nothing like a bit of Hugh Grant near Christmas.
I thought he was going to say Love Island.
No, what's that? I used to watch The White Christmas though, Bing Crosby one with my family. And like it always reminds me of back in the day when you little kids, when Christmases were different, they were special as well. I used to go around to her grandparents, and that used to come on. And it's such a magical movie at that time, wasn't it? in a way. But yeah, it's
My
dated
gran-
now. But can you remember it, Lois?
No, but my gran used to love watching It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
So at Christmas, she used to watch that religiously, and even Casablanca.
Oh, yeah, because they always put movies on like that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
yeah,
think what they should do now is have a nice black and white channel and put some of the old films on black and white. And I'm surprised none of these big organisations have really come up with that yet.
They actually have. There's a
There's one on
channel on
Sky. Yeah.
Freeview that's it's called Talking Pictures.
Right,
That's
okay.
it. Yeah.
And that's got all the old movies and things like that. Because I quite like watching that myself, to be fair.
that's cool. Yeah, it's just different, isn't it?
I
You used to get the Sound of Music on every year as well. That's all right the first time you watch it, but it got a bit much every year, didn't it? Oh, Mary Poppins. That's what they do in the UK. When they didn't have many channels, it's Mary Poppins, wasn't it? Or Sound of Music. But,
Right, this is
yeah.
where you all get to make a fool of me. I've never seen The Sound of Music.
You haven't?
Never. No, you're
Oh,
fine.
wow.
I've seen it loads of times.
You've never seen what they did with curtains?
Nope.
They made them into clothes. They were really fetching outfits.
Wow.
Yeah.
But no, never ever seen it. It's not really
Wow.
a film that would be, the only musical I really only love, really, and it's a Christmas one again, is Oliver. But the Oliver that I like is with Oliver Reed.
Oh yeah, I bet that's better. But that's really funny as well. I haven't seen. Well, I don't think I've seen it. Anthony Lewis says, "So who likes to be visited by three spirit of Christmas?" Yeah,
It's,
gin, vodka, and whiskey. Yeah.
well, yeah, I'm not a spirits person really. I just like a couple of beers. That's it. I'm happy with that. I know where I am with the beers.
I know,
Yeah.
Eric, I better get it. See, I don't feel alone. Or Charles hasn't seen it either.
Oh wow. Yeah, well, I guess there's a good reason for that. To be fair, yeah, it was a bit. It was kind of a feel-good film in a way, wasn't it? It's yeah. I've got Nigel going. Father Christmas and Snowman, and the Snowman and his Snow Dog.
Oh, I love that film. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Snowman,
that's a cool one.
definitely.
Yeah. Jeremy York has actually brought out his first music video in a year.
I
early
need to
today,
go
Christmas
over
Spirit.
and check that out.
So we're going to have to check that one out. I'll share it onto Paranormal Path later on.
Oh,
because-
Sharon, I don't feel so bad. There's somebody else that hasn't seen The Sound of Music. Yeah. Mr. Seaton, what are you doing in the chat? You should
we're
be
gonna-
in
He's in, but I can't see his face. Let's see what's going on. So we
I w-
welcome Wayne Spooky. No, we can't see him. Where is he? Hey!
You sexy bitch.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh wow!
I even remembered to wear the top tonight.
You look fantastic. So natural.
Excuse
Wow.
me, who's your sister? She's pretty gorgeous.
You got your eyelashes on as well.
Yeah, horrible things. They're like big old caterpillars.
Wow, I've never worn them. I think
And I said I'd never-
one.
And I said I'd never do this. Look, Gary's hung his head in shame. Look, he's like, no, I can't believe this.
It's all right. Man City have just scored, so I'm a bit deflated.
Oh no!
That's what it is. So
Can I really say come on there? That'd be hard. Because my team have always kind of lost to your team, Gary. It's always been a difficult one.
who's that? Forest.
Forest, yeah. There's some classic matches, aren't there?
I know. I think I was back there. I think as early as 1976 or 77, 78.
Oh, we
When
were
you-
winning then.
When you beat us in the European Cup. I was at
Yeah.
that game at the City Ground.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so brilliant. Yeah.
I've had some good-
So Wayne,
Yeah.
Die Hard. Is it a film for Christmas or not?
No,
No.
it's an all year round film. It just so happens to take place during Christmas.
Oh.
Mr. Steve.
I rest my case.
Comment of the day. Thought it was
It's like-
Christmas,
it's
not
like,
Halloween.
Trains, planes, and automobiles, isn't it? You just got to watch a bit of John Candy or Cool Runnings.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
I just love that sort of humour, though.
Yeah.
So, like Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, and yeah, that sort of. It was cool, wasn't it?
We have to watch films like Scrooged, National Lampoon's Christmas
National
Vacation,
Lampoon.
I love
You know,
Scrooge. That's
Classic.
awesome.
all the different various Scrooge films that are out there. I love them all. I think they're brilliant. I think the story,
Elf is brilliant. Yeah, I like that film.
Yeah,
the story of Scrooge is amazing. I just wish I could write one like that.
Any of you lovely
Christmas
people,
Carol. That's another one.
any of you lovely people get to any pantomimes this time of year?
Well, I was in one.
No, I've dodged it this year.
Yeah, I haven't been to one, but I was actually performing in one at the beginning of December, which was absolutely awesome. It's called The Wizard of Oz. This is actually the wig which I wore in the panto. I actually played a knight.
I
And
could
I
do
was
with a
like,
wig.
You can have
Like,
mine,
this
Gary.
one.
Oh God, hey, that wouldn't suit me. It's not my colour.
Well,
This is-
I have got a red, white, and grey one.
Oh, wow. There you go.
That's no more.
Well, I
Have
say
you
I
earned it
have.
for the next time, then?
I haven't. It's their Ellen's. They're not mine.
I've got purple, blondes, red. I've got loads of them. Yeah, I do a lot of fancy dress. I think New Year's Eve we're doing fancy dress again. Be a laugh.
That
A
sounds
quick,
good.
quickie question to you all: what makes Christmas for you?
Family.
Family, but that's what
Yeah,
I've lost.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is family for me, but I've lost most of them, so it's a difficult one, isn't it?
I would
Yeah.
But
My
family
family.
are so important. But I have my sister, and I have my brother-in-law and my nephew.
Yeah,
But I've
I mean,
also got
when
my
you
friends as well.
when you've
So
done all the
that's
chasing and
nice.
running around and all that, what it's like. When is Christmas like kicks in for you? Do you think?
I think seeing the happiness in my wee boy's face.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what makes the Christmas for me. So I don't, they'll call me Scrooge, right? And they'll say, "Oh, bah humbug, you
He's
don't
above
like
you."
Christmas." But I know, but it's like the happiness starts for me when I see my wee boy unwrap things and he's happy with it, even if it's maybe no what like he asked for. Sometimes he still loves his presents. He's so grateful, and I think see that and just really when I'm watching like the coming ups to Christmas and working with the elderly and making them happy and see their face light up does it for me. That's fine.
Cookies.
Yeah.
Must be
I
brilliant.
mean, it's a mixed bag for me because I've got my sister and my mum and dad are both live in Greece.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So
awkward.
all of them, my immediate family are all over in Greece. I've got my auntie and my cousins and that they're still over here, but we don't really sort of the old traditional where all of the family all came together at each other's house for Christmas Day, and then the other lot would go. Then we'd go to the other house on New Year's Day, and then the following year we'd swap it round the other way. But then, soon as the family extended, that slowly got phased out. And now, with my mum and dad over in Corfu with my sister, we don't see my cousins and my auntie and that lot anymore at Christmas.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's just us. But then, on top of that, we've got my two children from my previous marriage. They're going to their mum's on Christmas Day. So on the actual Christmas Day, it's just going to be me, Ellen, Tamsin, and Freddie. So what we've had to do is we've had to delay our Christmas Day to Boxing Day.
Oh wow.
So I've then got my two eldest children home again. So we've pushed it back a day, so we get to have the Christmas Day on Boxing Day instead. So it's
Oh,
literally
beautiful.
a day behind.
Yeah.
So-
It's lovely to do that, though, isn't it, with your family?
Oh, Sharon,
Yeah.
if you're lonely, you can inbox me, honey.
Oh, bless you. Yeah.
And this is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, this is why we're doing the show in a way. It is a difficult time, you know, if you've lost and
Yeah.
and you know, I'm going to try and do shows throughout the Christmas time. Just go on for a chat, whatever, you know. If anyone wants to chat, come on and join us.
Mhm.
I don't know how much notice I'll give, but hey, I'm not very good at that.
I mean, we've even invited our next door neighbour round on Christmas Day evening.
Oh,
she
beautiful.
normally goes to her son's for Christmas, but this year they're so busy doing other things that she's popped over theirs for the day, and then on Christmas Day she's going to be at home on her own, and she's in her late 80s.
Oh,
So we've turned round to her and said, well, we'll have some snacks going on Christmas Eve, so come on round and have a coffee and a chat.
bless you.
So,
Oh,
and it's weird because my mum said to
thank
me,
you.
you know, you've got to make sure Pat's all right next door. And I'm like, yeah, we've invited her around on Christmas Day evening.
Yeah, when I had a pub, between 2006 2010. So I used to do the Christmas Day with my family. Then at night, I'd open it up to Waifs and Strays Christmas party. So basically, anyone wanted to come in, the cheap drinks, food, and just do, you know what I mean? It was all regulars. We just have a laugh. Once
Yeah.
we did have a slight issue because this guy started running around in his wife runs, as happens. And he started running outside on the street. And the coppers came in. They had nothing better to do. And one of the guys in the pub actually worked for the police force. And it was this boss who came in. So he went and hid in the toilets out of the way. So he didn't want to be spotted in the pub. But yeah, I think they just wanted to warm up that night. It was quite funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's it. Just to chill and let your hair down with friends or family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
For me, where it really kicks in is like I always feel it's Boxing Day for me. It's because I always look back and you go, you've got the hustle and bustle, you unwind, and then you go, right, I've done that, I've achieved, and you look back at the year as well. So that's one of my favourite days of the year is Boxing Day, to like got through all that, got to where we need to be, and I just enjoy it. Really love Boxing Day.
Yeah, see, I've got the tradition with Boxing Day. Like my sister, well, my mum used to do Christmas Day, and my sister did that. My Boxing Day was always at my grand's, and it turns out my grand's house is just around the corner. So we used to go round there, and we used to have some of her brothers and sisters round, and my mum and dad and things. And it was lovely. My granddad used to sit in the kitchen in his armchair. We were in the posh room, and he used to listen to the football. So we played bingo and stuff like that, and it was brilliant. But then, you know, as she got older, I started having the Christmas party here. So now I still have the Boxing Day party, but my friends come along. So it's different, you know. It's just, it's my best friend comes with her family, and my sister, her husband, and nephew come along. So it's so different from what it was, but it is lovely, you know, just to have a laugh, isn't it? Get all the buffet food out, what you end up eating for about a week after.
Yeah.
With your own
Turkey curry for the next 4 days.
Gosh, yeah.
I always found as well, even likes of with going to football and that over the Christmas period, usually it's like you'll go somewhere and then you'll get a knock on the door in the morning. Come on, we're going here. And you're like, oh, we're playing away. And it's like, you don't remember half of it. New Year's Day or something like that. You're traveling around and it just seems to go so quick and fast.
Mm-hmm.
I always used to go to football on Boxing Day or New Year's Day, and often went with my dad as well. And once I got back and got to the party, and they gave me a programme from when Forest won the FA Cup. So it was like, wow, you know, for them to give me that programme, the FA Cup final when Forest won it. It's like, my God, that is so cool.
My friend, I'm good friends with Ian Wome as well. He from Ellesmere Port.
Oh, Woney, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember it.
He's been over at Burnley, so my friend's lad, he's at Burnley as well. He plays on the books. On
Oh
the
God, I used to like Woney and Stone. Woney used to hang around with Stone. There's always Stoney Woney. Steve Stone.
I was at a wedding last time I seen him.
Oh wow. I just remember going to Forest one night and there's a pitch diner, so they'd open this like hospitality suite. Went up there with my mate one night and I was playing pool and I was on the black and Stone and Wayne just watched. And it's like, oh no, for once in its life, can that
No pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure.
But yeah. But,
good memories.
Yeah, and that is what Christmas is about, isn't it?
It certainly is.
You've got the memories of the sort of the old times, time when you were children, and they kind of say like Christmas, as a child, Christmas are the best, aren't they?
Yeah, your grandparents, your great grandparents, and this all collectively comes together, doesn't it? When you actually sit down and just acknowledge, the times that you've had in the past as well.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Karen, that's Lois.
It's me. I'm Faye, Scotland. It's just because obviously I would have this tinsel round about me, but I've taken a bad reaction to I went out the other day and had bought this. It's the Dead Sea minerals. It's like body wash, and I can't stop scratching. So if you see me scratching, I've not got fleas. Honestly, I've just taken a bad reaction and my body's all itchy, and I'm trying not to scratch.
Oh, happy holidays to you, Linda.
Hey, Linda.
Yeah. So real Christmas tree or fake Christmas tree?
To be honest, I've always had like an 8-foot Christmas tree and put it up every year. And this is the first year ever I've had a real tree.
Oh, wow.
So well, just go with the flow for me. I think I don't know. Just go with the flow. I'll get a larger one next year, I think. But it looked larger when I bought it. Got it home. It wasn't as tall. It was in one of them racks, and I thought, it looks tall. So I'll get a taller one next year. Oh
wow, yeah, that's it. You sort of see them in the shop, and they're really wide, aren't they? And then you bring them in the house, and you think, well, it's shrunk in the car or something. But you've also got to get in the car, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm happy either or. I might put both out next year. I might put the other one in the front room and got one in the kitchen here. So
Eric said he's forgot about Scottish fleas. Is that a thing?
It is tonight, especially if I'm scratching away. I'm trying not to make it obvious.
I love it. I don't like your midges, Lois.
Oh, that is, the midges are terrible up here. I can remember when me and Robbie went out on an investigation and we went to Loudon Park. And honestly, these midges came out of nowhere and I was so bitten. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying not to scratch them because the worst thing you can do with them is scratch them. Yeah. And it's like that the chicken pox, you really want to scratch the total hell out yourself for it. That's the Scottish midges.
If you're watching from the US and you don't know what a midge is, it's these like annoying little
fuckers.
It's a cloud of insects which basically just sticks loads of needles on you. They just come and attack you, and they're horrible.
They didn't like me when I was in Scotland. They kept staying away from me.
That's because you were English.
Well, we were given this special spray by our friends. And I don't know what she put in it, but she kept saying to us, if you think there are midges are about, just spray that on you. Yeah. And it should keep them at bay. But after a couple of days, they stopped hanging around me. They kept biting everybody else.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I'm like, you like have smoke as well. That keeps them away as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I've tried that.
We did smoke quite a bit while we were up there.
That's probably what it was then, man.
Yeah, it's something called smidge. What keeps it away, apparently. Yeah. That's what they use on Sky. Unfortunately, I didn't have any. They're horrible. You just like nip out to try and get a photo, and then you're just legging it back to the car because they're horrible. Peppermint as well. Wow.
I done an investigation and got bitten to death. I had shorts on, was out in the woods and got bitten to death round by this lake. And I went back and I found the repellent. I couldn't find the repellent before I went out on the investigation, and everyone was laughing at me. And when they all got home, all their hives came out on them. So it was like, be careful. No, but that was a funny moment. I couldn't find this repellent anywhere. And as soon as I got back to the van, I put my hand on it, and I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that!" Everyone was laughing at me.
Oh, bless
And then
you.
as they got home, all their hives started coming out later on. So I was affected quite soon on it, but it's never the best.
Oh, wow. Here we go. I like this question. Anthony's got some brilliant questions. So we'll start off with Gary on this, and I work across from Gary. I don't know if
Go
you
on.
do the same order as me, but
Right, okay.
Gary's next door to me. So the best Christmas smell that takes you back to your childhood days.
Oh,
Gosh.
wow.
Yeah.
Do you know, that's a good question. That
That is brilliant, isn't it?
how can you explain it? It's I suppose sometimes where people bring like the scented candles, and you know, someone gives a gift, and then like say your mum puts it on or later on or something like that, and you're like, oh, that's different. I haven't come across that. So like before the Christmas dinner's set out, and then the scented candles, or somebody's passed the gift of, you know, you put some nice smellies on that you've been bought as well. So it's like getting them nice little surprises, I think, that you haven't bought, that's been given to you, and it's like, I wasn't expecting that. So I'd say a few for the lad smellies that you've had as well, and the proper ones, not your links, but preferably like your Hugo Boss or something. But to me, I'd say the candles and the scents makes a lot of the aura and the atmosphere of the time of year as well.
Oh, wow. What about you then, Scrooge?
Well, I spent a lot of my childhood in Cardiff, and it must be my grandparents' place when I was staying with them. So I stayed in quite a few Christmases, and it's just first thing in the morning, my grandfather used to light the coal fire because that's what he had back then.
Yeah.
And it was a lovely smell, and I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it was certainly mine, and it was just fantastic. It does take me back.
That's it. You just forget about them.
Pardon?
You just forget about these memories, don't you? So it's a wonderful question.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah, just wonderful memories, basically,
Yeah, that's it. What about you then, Wayne?
For me, it was always breakfast in the morning. On Christmas Day, we always used to have a fried breakfast. So we'd have mushrooms, beans, fried bread, the sausages, the bacon, black pudding. We had the works, and we weren't allowed to open any presents until we'd had breakfast. So it didn't matter what time we got up, that was it. And for me, it's always been, once we can smell the breakfast, we're up, and we're downstairs in the kitchen helping so that we can get breakfast out the way quicker.
Oh, wow.
And get on to the opening of the presents. But as a result of that, we still do it. We still have a fried breakfast on Christmas Day morning.
Oh, beautiful.
With the works. And that's just something that we've carried on because it just made the day, regardless of how much food we're going to eat later on.
Oh, that's nice though, isn't it, to get that time together?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a way of like the build up as well, isn't it? The build up to turkey, and you got the anticipation for it as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's something we always look forward to. It's the typical, like the Christmas traditions that pass down through generations. I mean, we still have prawn cocktail before we have our main course for Christmas dinner.
Awesome. My sister does that, yeah.
And obviously now my family's halved because my mum and dad and my sister isn't here.
Oh.
We still carried that on regardless. So we still have to go out and we still buy all the salad stuff and the prawns and make our own prawn cocktail sauce and things like that. So I've kept the traditional Christmas that we all used to have when I was little to this generation, and I'm hoping that will pass on to my children as well.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Lois?
I would say cinnamon, and obviously like my grand cooking, like the smelling it and thinking to myself, oh my god, can't wait to eat this. And I guess also it's like, I don't know why like this came into my head, but see like the pear, it's the nice stuff. The hand wash, is it pear they call it? It's
Yeah.
like the old fashioned, but it's really, really nice.
Oh, bless you.
I think that smells really as well. And see, when I'm sitting here talking to you guys about Christmas, I'm actually sitting seeing flashes when back at my grand's house and the family, and it's really, really nice, definitely. I miss that. I really do miss that.
That's right. You forget, don't you? You just move on.
Mhm.
And then you come back and you think about all these moments you had. I'm sending massive hugs here to Sharon.
Yeah.
Childcare for the first 5 years due to trauma. Oh, sorry about that. I hope things are better for. I know
Sharon.
you're struggling a bit at the moment, but I do hope things get a lot better for you. And I hope you've got some good memories. But you do like the Christmas smell, don't you?
You've got to make of them as well what you can, the best of now moving forwards as well, haven't you?
Oh gosh, that's it, isn't it?
Right, to make everybody laugh, right?
Oh, you haven't said. Wait a minute. What about me?
Oh, yes.
I like my grand's cooking. Like my gran was a baker. She did a lot of pastries, so sausage rolls, baking in the oven, or mince pies, or jam tarts. The jam tarts where they put it in and like you cook it, and then there's no jam, so they like top it up just before the end, just to. Oh yeah, beautiful.
I've got another cracking question for you. What is your Christmas tradition?
Oh gosh.
What do you always do every Christmas day? As a routine? Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
No, it is.
I would say, like me and my partner, we always watch a channel called Neeb's Gaming, 7 Days to Die. It's like a survival game. And we watched it one Christmas, and then it just seems to be the Christmas thing where we sat, no for the full 11 hours, may I add, but most of the night watching this game because it's quite funny. So really, that's a thing that started, like, I would say, when we really started having Christmas ourselves, because every other year I was at his parents. So
my Christmas thing is basically wrapping presents because I hate wrapping, so I end up doing it Christmas morning. I absolutely detest it. I was going to do some the other night and I couldn't find the sellotape.
Oh, that excuse.
Yeah. You know what? I go to a shop, I buy sellotape. Then when I buy it, I find I've got 6 rolls of the damn stuff. And now I can't even find it again. I found wrapping paper. So I've got a load of Amazon boxes. I might just, 6.
I was going to say you can get Amazon to gift wrap them.
You know, it's about 2 or 3 quid, isn't it? I nearly did that.
I've been tempted to do that, but I think it spoils half the fun of Christmas.
Wrapping? God, no.
Yeah, I like wrapping.
Do you?
Yeah.
I wish you could do mine.
Except for when I've had a case of gout and I can't sit on the floor and wrap because my foot's hurting too much, then it's a completely different case altogether.
I'm not very creative on that sort of thing. So it's all about stuffing it in the wrapping paper and sticking it down as quick as possible. Whereas some people, it's just beautiful, isn't it? It's artwork they create with their gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my partner Ellen had the problem the other day when we were wrapping, and for some unknown reason, we end up buying odd-shaped gifts. And she put this gift on the wrapping paper, and she went, "How the hell do I wrap this?" And I went, "It's going to be difficult. Try it a Christmas cracker style."
I do that.
So get some ribbon or something and turn it into a big Christmas cracker. She's like, never thought of that. Let's give it a go.
Yeah. That's how I wrap my bottles. Can't be asked, so just like, top, bottom sorted. It's easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got another guest joining us. If I can, let's have a go. Here we have Emily. Hello, Emily.
Hi.
Wow, love your ears.
Thank you.
Oh no, Sharon, you're lovely. We like you talking to us. But no, it's great that you have 28 years. You've got fond memories of that as well. No, you're brilliant.
If you want to let it out, honey,
Christmas
let
is
it out.
about, isn't it? Bless you. Emily, we've been asking questions and things like that.
Okay.
So, shall we start with Die Hard, Christmas movie or not?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dear
I've got to be
me.
honest, I've never watched it, so
Oh no, that's even worse.
sorry.
Gary, can we kid on? We don't know these people.
Oh, we're just chatting about. We just had a question about favorite smell from Christmas from years ago. Best. Here you go. Found it. Best Christmas smell that takes you back to your childhood days.
Ooh, I think mine's got to be sort of cinnamon. The smell of cinnamon and that
I
sort
hear
of
you,
Christmas
sister.
smell. Yeah, it's lovely. Every time I smell it, it's Christmas.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
We like the smell of cinnamon, but we were never allowed to have it around the house when I was little
Why?
because it affected my dad's asthma.
Really?
Oh,
It
that's
started him coughing and wheezing, so we
Oh,
never had
no.
anything like mulled wine or anything like that, and cinnamon incense or anything like that wasn't allowed. But we do have like cinnamon sticks and incense around now. We've got the Christmas scent airwick thing going off.
Oh,
behind
yeah.
now, so
I do like those.
we do like that.
Oh,
Except
brilliant.
for when it goes off at random and it scares the living daylights out of you because you're like, oh, what was that? Keep forgetting it's there.
I got a question from Anthony. I'm not sure. Anyone recall Christmas Store that we saw as a child? I wonder. But I'm not quite sure what he's saying, but you know, as a child, they want you to go to bed, don't they? Because they want to
Yeah.
get to bed, but you're so excited. You want to stay up all night. Your parents want you to go to bed. So they say that Santa's on his way. So one year, I was freaked out like crazy. And Mum said, I can hear him. You know, you can hear his bells. So I say, you leg it to bed, put your head under the sheet and stuff. It's well scary. But we might have children watching as well, so yeah.
Oh, here's my favourite, Anne. Hi, Wes. Mwah.
Oh, you got snow as well. Oh, wow.
Happy
That'd be
days.
awesome. Yeah, you go down to the cabin. Wes, it's just beautiful down there. Probably won't get back out though. But it's, yeah, right near the lake and stuff. Yeah, have you got any memories about Santa then? Hiding away or being scared?
I think the good one when you had the youngsters and that was if you had a flurry of snow or a little bit of ice or something, you'd go out in the garden and you'd have the sleigh tracks on the grass.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's cool. Anything, Scrooge?
Yeah, I've had some great Christmas memories and memories of
I'll be
Santa.
back in a minute, guys.
My earliest memory was when I lived in London. My parents took me to Selfridges department store, and they had an amazing setup. We'd walk down, and these like mannequins were just moving around all on both sides of you as you went up to see Santa. It was amazing, really, really good. So, let's come back some years.
What about you, Emily?
My mum always reminds me when I was probably about 6 years old, we went to Harrods and she queued up for about 3 hours to see Santa. And when we got there, it's finally my turn and I refused to go in.
Oh, wow.
I do remember a funny story from my dad used to be Father Christmas in
One of the helpers, yeah.
in a local store, and he had quite a few wet knees. And that was always quite funny. So I remember that as well growing up. My dad was Father Christmas, and
Hey, Sophie.
telling me the stories about how many children have
Hey, Joanne.
on his leg.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I never thought about that, but yeah, they're scared, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because I think my sister got Mardy because she didn't want to go and see Santa once. But yeah, because big blokes with great big beards, red suits on, it is scary.
Very scary.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Emily. Were you scared of Santa?
Yes. Yeah. Not anymore, though. Not anymore.
It's great. It brings you nice gifts.
Yes, exactly.
I'd be naughty so I don't get any.
Oh, I'm always good.
What's the worst Christmas presents you guys have got? Come on, give us a laugh.
Oh my God.
I always think that's got to be one off your nan or granddad, hasn't it? I'd say the most disappointing would be like years ago, you'd always try and guess the Christmas #1 song, and you always wanted to go and buy the album or whatever of what you'd think would be #1. And then if you got like something come in right at last minute, like, no offense, Mulligan Tire or whatever, and then you're like, I didn't see that one coming, and then you get the song out the blue for #1, and then you was disappointed because these novelty songs had kept really good songs off from them Christmas #1.
Yeah, especially if you got Cliff Richard for something. That's always laughing at Christmas.
Bye, Susie.
Apologies if you're.
There's nothing wrong with Cliff Richard.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh,
I must
dear.
admit, one of his songs I do like is when he did the charity one with the young ones. I love
Oh,
that.
that's fine. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a jokey one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
love
good.
that one.
yeah, young ones are. Yeah, they were a laugh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did like that. But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you go back to his not the new Christmas album, but the Christmas album he did before. There was some good stuff on there that
Really?
were good Christmas songs, but they'd never play them.
Oh, okay.
Christmas list, I think it had the ones like Saviour's Day and Mistletoe and Wine on it and things like that.
Yeah.
But then you had things like the Millennium Prayer on there and Christmas list, and then there was some of the older Christmas songs that like Sir Frank Sinatra sang, and he reimagined some of them, and they are quite good.
I can imagine, yeah.
And we play them in the car when we're out driving because the kids like them as well as us. So I had to grow up with Cliff Richard, unfortunately, because my mum worshipped the ground he walks on. So I thought, well, although she's not physically here this Christmas, I've got her the latest album with a signed photograph of Cliff Richard on from Cliff. So I've got to send that over to Corfu once the new year hits and these postal strikes are over.
Gosh, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
So,
Oh, yeah.
that's one of the things that I always remember with my mum, when she was always playing Cliff Richard Christmas songs.
Emily, you being naughty.
Oh, sorry, Evie, I need to look up.
Let's pick on Emily tonight. Evie, sorry.
Yeah.
Emily, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's just so many great memories. So what's your favourite tune then, Gary?
Say again.
Your favourite Christmas record?
To be honest, it doesn't actually mention Christmas, and I like Stay and all that, Stay Another Day and stuff like that. You're just seeing you know, and like John Lennon and all that. It's just things just really blow my mind away at Christmas. And I think you've just got to. I love the Fairy Tale of New York. It just, you know, I mean, when they're playing songs in November, you're like, no, not until December, and then I don't mind then. Do you know what I mean? Keep it in December, and then I'm all right. I've just turned the radio off otherwise. But I do love Fairy Tales of New York. I love
that.
My favourite.
Until they change the words.
2 weeks ago. That was awesome. I had a right laugh. But yeah.
I liked Fairy Tale in New York until they changed the words.
Oh, did they?
Which word did you sing?
Was it you scumbag?
No, we can't say the words. Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I was gonna stop when I got to it, but they changed it, and I'm like, how can you do that? It's ruined the song now, and now a lot of stations are actually playing the original again.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Too many people complained about the change of the lyrics.
Yeah.
You can do from a certain date, can't you?
Yeah. It ruins the song when they turn around and go, look, we don't. I don't like to get involved with it all, but the certain people get upset by certain words, and so they remove it. Yeah, dressed like this.
There you go.
I caved into peer pressure with this, Gary. I'm sorry. I didn't want to.
You love it. You're brilliant.
I think, you know, when you get a Christmas song and you change the words, regardless of the reason behind the change of the words, I think it ruins the original song. And so now they've started playing the original again.
This is what he looks like. Look, beautiful.
Look, my little love heart beauty spot.
Wow. I need to
Marathon, get me away. Take me off.
make sure I don't kick you out the stream. Never done that.
You'll have to do that dance they're all doing on TikTok with the Netflix.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday, really?
Oh, I love that
dance.
Oh, I'll probably do that then. New Year's. That's my mission for New Year's Eve. If I drink enough, I might be able to do it. Or not. But yeah. So, what about your song then, Scrooge?
Well, in the 80s, I was a big Shakin' Stevens fan. So for me, it must be Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas songs.
It's an absolute Pardon?
I got totally the wrong song there. I used to like Shakin' Stevens.
I used to be a huge fan of his, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've forgotten the other one. It was Last Christmas, that was it. By Wham, George Michael.
Oh no, I do Whamageddon.
Really?
Yeah. So basically with Whamageddon, as soon as you hear it, you're out. And I was out straight away. I was gutted. I was out on the 1st of December.
Brilliant tune.
Yeah, it was classic. So Wayne.
It's hard because it's not. It's got two meanings for two different time periods. Pipes of Peace.
Yeah, beautiful.
I absolutely love because of the story behind the song.
That's it. It's amazing. And it's true.
Obviously, it's Christmas, but then it's sort of quite poignant from Remembrance Day as well. So there's your two different time periods, but it's the story behind the song that I love so much.
Yeah.
And it's been a fond favourite of mine for donkey's years. And I look at all the other Christmas songs that are out there and I think, yeah, they're all right, but they don't really have much of a meaning. They're just, you know, it's Christmas, let's celebrate, stick tinsel up, eat turkey, get fat, spend the rest of the year trying to get rid of the weight that we've put on over Christmas. And yet that one actually conveyed a message.
Yeah, that's right.
To me, that always rings home.
The video was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It really was.
My daughter recently had been doing, my eldest daughter had been doing a project at school about World War I and Armistice Day. And her teacher had said about looking at certain videos, but he never actually mentioned looking at the Pipes of Peace video.
Oh, wow.
And so I suggested to her, have a look at that video, watch it from beginning to end, because then you will understand more from that one song.
Yeah.
She watched it, she burst into tears, and she actually told her teacher about the song, and they played it at the school. And the kids actually learned twice as much from that one video than they did from everything they did up to that point.
Yeah.
You know, and so to me, it's always been Pipes of Peace.
Yeah, it is wonderful. Yeah, I remember that one now. You kind of forget, don't you, after a while?
Yeah,
haven't
I mean,
had any Christmas music on. I used to have
Sainsbury's,
a channel on which played it, but it doesn't, I've got a different TV and I can't find the Christmas one.
yeah, I
So-
mean, Sainsbury's did a retake of that video, didn't they, with the chocolate bar?
Don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of years back. They did the same sort of thing, and they all came out of the trenches and played football and everything else. And then when the bombs went off and the armistice was over, they all went back to their trenches, and one of them had got some German chocolate, and another one had got the Sainsbury's bar.
Oh, wow.
That was
Yeah.
all relating to
Yeah.
giving to the charity for Remembrance Day.
My good friend Peter Hooton out the farm, he actually brought the statue back over to Liverpool, and then they took it back. They put it around the UK, and then they took it back over abroad. The actual statue, you know, where they're both shaking hands with the
Oh,
football.
wow. Oh, blimey. Yeah. It's great, you know, because Christmas for everyone is history, isn't it? You just remember all the times and things like that. AJ Walker loves that video. The advert, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you, Lois, what do you like?
I would say the best Christmas song
I mean,
I've heard. And I don't like people like the your copies I've listened to folks sing it.
take
Is
Capital.
see the one that really gets the goosebumps in me is the Band-Aid 1984.
Oh, gosh,
That was
yeah.
the best one of them all.
Yeah.
Because you've got people that have tried to copy it. I think it was like something like some pop stars did it last year, and they're trying to do it this year.
Yeah.
And I just don't listen because the 1984 one
But
is the original.
They're not pop stars that have done it this year.
No, Bad Baby, isn't it? Is it?
I think after last year, I think they should have learned to stop by now.
Yeah.
You know, it's all for a good cause, but it's getting starting to get a bit boring. The same too, trying to go for Christmas number 1, number 5. I don't think they're going to do it this year.
Yeah. It makes a change from Simon Cowell's lot always going for the Christmas number 1.
Yeah,
Like,
Half the time
Definitely.
it wasn't even Christmas music, was it?
yeah. I know. I think that's another reason why they did what they did, because they were turning songs Christmassy, and everybody was getting fed up of Simon Cowell's lot.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't think there are enough artists out there that can actually get a good Christmas song together to get out there in time, you know, for the sake of whatever. And I think they've just taken on something that people have forgotten about.
I couldn't remember any of them songs realistically now that they've created.
There's Hallelujah, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Hallelujah was good. But it was
But,
John Cale. Was it John Cale that did Hallelujah? There's that many versions.
Yeah.
You get different versions, but the John Cale one I really like.
Well, Tracy just said to me she likes A Wombling Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. That was brilliant. Yeah.
I've still got the
Yeah,
original vinyl of
Go on,
that upstairs.
What year was that? 1972.
Can't believe it. Brilliant.
Yeah. Irene's throwing her buns off.
Are they
Saying
been in
nothing.
the
Be careful about that, yeah. Eric likes the Twisted Sister. Twisted Christmas. Yay. But yeah, it's just a time of memories, isn't it? So who's doing what then? So Gary, what are you doing Christmas Day? You in or out?
Well, this comes as part of the tradition as well. I'm actually in Christmas Day. I'm actually cooking. I'm cooking dinner for my dad, and then the family are coming around later on in the afternoon. So I'm actually, and this is my tradition. I always set the alarm for about 6 o'clock in the morning, Christmas Day, and I come down and I put the meat on at 100 degrees, and then I just let it slowly cook. So that is one of my traditions. That's what I like doing always. So. And then you can go back to bed, then, can't you? And then you get the smell of the meat that you're cooking. That comes upstairs gradually, doesn't it? And you're like, oh, I've got to get up,
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's what I like to do. So and then the family come round later on, and I think my lad's coming Boxing Day. So my daughter will be round in the afternoon with my little grandson and her partner.
Oh, that's lovely.
So, it's just blowing my mind away this year. It's just when you get little grandson and all that, it just puts a different perspective on it as well.
Well, yeah. Sorry, how old's the grandson?
Frank's 2 in March, so he's just 18, 19 months old, 20 months old.
So he's just going to start seeing things and noticing.
Yeah, well, he was here last night, and I was scared him to death. I know it sounds daft, but we have a little chase around the island, and I'll go in my Reiki room, and then he'll pop in the door, and I'll be hiding behind the door. So I was scared him. I put a little bit of fear factor into him as well, so try and tough him up as well. So he just loves that, and then he gets tired then. So it's usually the end of the night. So it's 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Then he's in bed for 7 o'clock every night. He's just
bless him.
Yeah, he just loves it. It's just to see that energy is just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Eric is probably going to watch Doctor Who.
Oh,
yeah. There's usually one on Christmas Day, isn't there? Yeah, I've watched that before.
The Great Escape.
Oh my God, I love that film. Yeah. Is that on? Is that on this year?
I don't know.
Yeah, I do love that one. It's not a Christmas song, but I love it. Yeah. There's 2 similar ones, aren't there? I get a mix. One's a football game, and then
Escape to Victory.
Escape to Victory. And, The Greatest Escape. Yeah, love both of those.
I think that's the good thing about having all these different streaming services. If there's naffle on normal terrestrial TV, you can just go onto Amazon Prime or Netflix find something that you do want to watch.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what's your password? Len's your password. I don't see a lot of TV, to be honest, but when I'm actually off, that's the time I catch up with things, isn't it? You know what I mean? Or Discovery Plus or something. So it's just like...
Yeah.
Well, I get it with Ellen at the moment. She said I'll get she'll message me or she'll shout to me from the living room saying, which one are you on, Netflix or Prime? I'm like, I'm watching my World War II documentary on Prime. She's like, right, I'll put Netflix on then.
Oh, bless you. Yeah. Oh, wow, Irene's sorting a turkey out tomorrow, getting that ready. Yeah.
£170 one.
Yeah, I know. My God, that's in the US, isn't it?
That's a point. Ellen? No, she can't hear me. She's got her earphones on.
That's going to be mad, isn't it? 170, for God's sake. Don't know how many it's going to be.
Reminded me, I've got to get my turkey crown out the freezer.
Go on, sort it. So Anthony, Christmas Day is like, eat something, go to bed, see your family, eat more, go to bed. Wow, yeah, that's the one. And I throw in a bit of alcohol with that. It's all sorted.
I think for me, I've taken on more than I can chew, to be honest, because I've got, obviously I now do the trying to bring back the traditional telling of a ghost story on Christmas Eve.
Yes,
watch that. Are you doing one, Wayne?
So I have one this year called The Gift.
Oh.
And it's a bit, I wouldn't say it's scary. It's a thought-provoking story. And I've upset my mother because she says, "But I can't read that one." And I said, "Well, next year you will be able to, because during the year next year, I've said to myself, I'm going to write some more Christmas ghost stories and put them in a book to be released on Amazon.
Great.
So, and then what I will do is those ones will be read out live on Christmas Eve. But the problem has been I've been doing a degree, a level 2 degree on autism at the same time.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've been doing the degree on one side, and then I've been doing my book the other, and I'm like, oh, I haven't got time to do this. So I've ended up having to do an entire assessment of 42 essay style questions to get the assessment out the way so I can write the story for Christmas Eve. And of course, as a result, now that has been sort of like the main Christmas tradition that I've been trying to bring back.
Yeah, that's lovely. Storytelling is wonderful. I was at Derby Jail last night, and Simon Entwistle was there, and Richard Felix. And Simon's stories are brilliant. And these are like based on true ghost stories, and he actually went into the Pendle Witch story. So if anybody does get the opportunity to listen to Simon talk about the Pendle Witches, obviously everyone's heard about it, but does anyone know really what happened? I sort of know more now because I didn't have a clue before.
Yeah.
With the Pendle Witches, I had I'd done 2 investigations up there.
Wow.
I actually had on a live feed the little girl that came through and said, I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
For obviously, I'm drawn at the minute to Lancaster Castle, which has got links with Pendle Hill.
Yes, Simon mentioned that last
I've
night.
done stuff at Bolton Priory, which has all got links, and it's just been mind-blowing. But to get the little girl come through, and, you know, obviously she said all the sisters of family were witches and that. And then I just heard, naturally, on the SB11, I am still so sorry. It was just mind-blowing on the live feed. It was just like, wow. And you know where you stop in your tracks sometimes, you go in, it all ties up. It's just unbelievable. But I've got to get to Lancaster Castle. That's drawing me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I heard the stories, and yeah, you did mention Lancaster Castle, and like, my gosh.
Guys, I'm going to bow out now because
take
I can feel me getting more and more itchy, so I'm going to go for a shower and
bless
see if I can
you.
get rid of this.
Have a lovely Christmas anyway.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
guys. Have a good Christmas.
So
Each and
do,
every
Lois.
one of you, your families, everybody, to everybody in the chat.
Cheers
Merry
to you.
Christmas. I'll see you later,
Christmas,
guys.
Yes.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Oh, bless her. So we've got a comment. I still think they should bring back old time radio where they had to tell a story instead of watch on TV. Yeah, the stories were good, you know.
I think, and that's why I've decided to do the Christmas Eve live ghost story, because it doesn't happen anymore. You know, people have now been brought up sort of like from the 80s onwards, have been brought up with electronics and computer games and the tablets. And the amount of times I've told my daughter off because she got given a mobile phone by her mum for Christmas and she won't get off it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're forgetting what you should be doing at Christmas and your birthdays and Easter, instead of actually opening presents and enjoying yourself and playing games and having fun together. You're stuck to your phone all the time.
You're in the Facebook land in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
so I thought, well, you know, one of the traditions that I always liked was reading a ghost story on Christmas Eve. I'd always read a horror story or a book before I went to bed on Christmas Eve.
That's brilliant.
I loved it. So I thought, well, why not bring that back and do it live on Facebook?
That's wonderful.
And so last year was the first one, and obviously another one coming this year.
Yeah, so where can everyone find that?
That's on the Wayne Seaton Presents Spook in Ori Facebook page. Or Facebook group, sorry. I will get that mixed up. Groups and pages. And that'll be on at
I'll share that for you Christmas Eve.
Right, Wayne Seaton Presents Spook in Ori.
Yeah.
And it's on at what time?
It'll be on 10 p.m. GMT.
10 p.m. GMT, and it's 5 EST. Where are we doing it? 5 EST. Right, put that out there.
Always have your notepad ready.
Christmas Eve. Oops, I've put my hands on something, so I don't know what's. That's fine. I thought I'd
It
just upset
was
my
it was
laptop.
quite good last year. I mean, obviously, a lot of people were still wrapping Christmas presents and getting things ready, and they were actually watching the live feed at the same time.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah.
So it was quite nice.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah, I definitely want to tune into that. I'll try to anyway.
Yeah.
Because historically, like, I've gone around to my sister's on Christmas Eve. We used to, like, mum, dad, and my sister and Richard, her husband, we used to just all meet, have like steak and chips or something like that, and just like have a chill out before the big day. But I don't quite know what I'm doing Christmas Eve yet. It was good, but yeah. But it is a good time. You know, you get a break as well, don't you? You get a time to like reevaluate things. Just decide what you want to do really for the new year.
We tend to just sit back and relax on New Year. We're not bothered about going out. So, but obviously the chances of doing that when you've got 4 children.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
You know, we're quite happy just sitting there watching the TV and watching the chimes of Big Ben. Wish everybody a happy New Year and then go to bed.
Yeah, I always watched Big Ben. That was it. Because back in the day, we used to have Clive James on, didn't they? Or Jules Holland. So I always used to watch that. You know, they had like funny TV shows and stuff like that leading up.
I say the best one I've ever seen was Texas Bring the New Year In. And that was an amazing concert.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that must have been cool. But yeah, I kind of think like Christmas is like your family time, and then New Year for me has always been a big one. To be with friends and stuff. And luckily, I am with friends this year. I only found out like a few days ago, so really chuffed about that.
I used to do all that on New Year's Eve, but I stopped drinking and stopped going out and enjoying myself like that. So I just thought, you know, that's all New Year's Eve tends to be now is just an excuse to go out and drinking. And to me, I don't need to drink to make a fool of myself, as you can tell. So, you know, I'm quite happy sitting at home in front of the TV with the kids and just watching the new year come in, and then you know, I just take it as it goes. Yeah.
Do we all watch the new year come in then?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jules Holland, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jules Holland was cool, wasn't he? I don't think he still do it.
If you could go to any place in the world, where would you like to see New Year brought in?
Oh my God, how hard. Sydney.
New York.
Sydney.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York. I think New York would be nice. New York would be nice for New Year.
Yeah.
New York for me as well, I'd say.
Yeah. I'd love to see it right in Sydney.
A few years back, I think it was the year before the tsunami in Indonesia. We spent Christmas and New Year in Sri Lanka.
Oh my gosh!
And it was absolutely amazing because it wasn't cold. We were all going out during the day in our shorts and t-shirts and enjoying ourselves. And in the evening, massive buffet. And it was all you could eat, and then bang on midnight they had all fireworks along the beach, and it lasted for about 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah,
I went to Koh Samui in 2005-06, and I actually, when I went out there, I bought a Thailand SIM card, so it's cheaper to use over there. And I actually on Christmas Day lost my English SIM card out the back of my phone. It went in the sand on the beach. And I was I was absolutely gutted trying to remember everyone's normal house numbers then back in the time. So that was Koh Samui was absolutely amazing place to visit over Christmas. But I don't think it takes some doing to travel abroad over Christmas and New Year again.
It is different because I went to the Gambia one year, and it was really unusual. You know, they've got the turkey. But it's like an outdoor buffet by the pool. They've got the turkey there. Try and do the trimmings. So you're helping yourself. And they've got this weird entertainment on. They've got ice sculptures as well. It's like 32 degrees with these really amazing ice sculptures, but they really went to a lot of trouble. But on Boxing Day, went onto a monster truck, so we went down to a beach on the monster truck, and that just kind of blew my head in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Really.
it's a bit of a culture shock, isn't it? Because it's roles reversal. You've gone from spending so many years having a Christmas where it's either been snowing and it's really cold and everybody stays indoors and wraps up warm. And then we've got friends over in Australia at the moment and they've got 36 degrees and they're going around in shorts and camping out on the beach. And you're like,
Wow.
that's not right because it's Christmas. It's naturally not right for us because in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter and over there it's summer. Yeah. And you're like, no, I couldn't imagine having turkey Christmas dinner on the beach.
You'd have it on the barbecue, wouldn't you?
It would just seem really weird. So
yeah, it is.
I don't know.
I think mine was steak baguettes was the safe bet.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. I've got Eric Thompson who said about wanted to see the Northern Lights. Oh wow, I'd love to see them. I've actually got an app on my phone which you can get, and it actually lets you know when you've got an opportunity. When generally, if there's a solar storm, it can happen close to that time. So I've actually at 8 o'clock this time, we've got a yellow status alert. So yeah, to keep getting alerts. I don't know. Oh wait, let's see if you can do that. Yeah, of course you can't get a mobile phone on the camera, can you? That's not going to happen. But it shows you every hour. It shows you the chance of seeing the aurora borealis. Yeah. So yeah.
I actually went up to I think Ayr one New Year's Eve, and to bring the New Year in with the old the bagpipes and all that.
Oh, awesome!
And that was special. That, do you know what I mean? You've got to experience these different times of year in places as well. But definitely homegrown around being at home and the traditions. But you've got to experience a bagpiper walking in at 2 minutes to 12 and giving you that experience, and you're like, wow, I've never experienced that before. So sometimes that just heightens to everything as well, and that was special.
I was in Carlisle for 1 year, one New Year, and the guy who lived in Carlisle was Scottish, and he was just going around doors. They're just going in each other's houses. So all these random people from the estate just end up in his house. He would go in other ones, and they just go from one party to the next. Sounds brilliant.
Yeah, but that used to be the case in a lot of places.
Oh wow.
We used to have that. We never used to lock our front doors, and it would be my mum would go over the road to a lady over the road and have a cup of tea, and she'd just walk in through the door. And then the following day, it'd be the other way round. She'd just walk in and go, "Hello, Janet, come round for me cuppa." And I'm like, right, okay. Awesome. Nowadays, you have to lock the door.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Or you have to message in advance to say you're coming over, because otherwise, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. That's it. It's just so different, isn't it? I know when my mum moved to the second house we were at with kids, there are no locks on the back door or anything. And it's just kind of normal, wasn't it then? But now
the outside toilet as well in the middle of winter.
I mean, I suppose it's also obviously where you live. I mean, the three estates where I've lived apart from here, because this is the family home. I was 3 months when I first moved in here. Then I moved out when I joined the Royal Air Force. Then I came back, then moved out again, and I'd been in three properties before I moved back here when my mum and dad moved to Greece. Wow. And all of those places, if I went out, had to lock the door. But here, I don't have to do that, because where we're living now, there's hardly any crime.
That's brilliant.
We don't even get a police officer come round our estate unless he's called. Simply because they don't see that our town has got that much crime that they need to have a permanent police officer here. The last time we had a permanent police officer here was in the 80s.
My gosh.
And so now we can leave our door unlocked. We can take the kids up to school, and then come back, and no one would have been in the house.
Wow.
But now I've said that on here, I will be locking the door.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But then, you know, I go camping on Scotland's Islands, and like, yeah, you could just leave everything around because nobody would come in, you know. And now even like with campsites, things have changed because of COVID, people will take everything camping with them and basically leave rich pickings in tents. Whereas before, if you went camping, you wouldn't take your TV and leave it in your tent. You wouldn't take your microwave. You wouldn't take your fridge. So now people do. No, it's getting crazy. People go
I
camping.
think that defeats the object of camping, doesn't it?
I know. Well, it does mine anyway. Yeah, but yeah,
You know,
like, on this camping site, and they're actually taking everything with them.
Yeah.
And, like doing Sunday dinners and stuff. It's like, really?
Well, if you're going to take stuff like that, you might as well not bother going camping. You might as well just go to a hotel.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
go on
exactly.
one of those self-catering cottage holidays.
Yeah. Oh, champing. Now that's an idea, James.
Yeah.
I want to do champing.
Glamping as well is pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of do glamping, but mine's with a tent and it's not with shed thing.
So much
yeah,
snob. It's hotel for me.
Yeah, did you know what champing was? Like James explains it now, but did you know what champing is?
No.
No, I've never heard of champing, but I've heard of
Right,
glamping.
okay, yeah. So basically, certain churches, they open the doors. You can actually spend the night in there, spend the night in there. So I'm up for that. I really am.
I couldn't do that. I don't like going into churches at the best of times.
That type of paranormal care. Awesome. Yeah, it was.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but it's cool, isn't it? So I don't know. It's just like it earns them money, doesn't it? And things like that. And people go, they like sleep there.
Yeah, you can just imagine you going in there. You've got 20 odd people all championing in the church, and all of a sudden, everybody's all trying to go to sleep, and there's you go. Is there anybody there?
And you've got the REM pod going off every 5 minutes. But churches without electricity. But yeah. Oh, Church Trust does great podcasts. That's interesting. Yeah, I do love old church buildings. I was very lucky. This year I went to Cleethorpes, and I discovered that I wasn't far from Skidbrook Church, and I went there, but now you can't even go there. You can't go there now because it's too dangerous because it's near collapse. So it's just a beautiful abandoned church in the middle of nowhere. Just got fields all around it. But yeah, it's a shame. That was.
I went to one up in Scotland during the summer, and I hated the place the second I got near it. It was something about the place itself that I don't know. I mean, churches are supposed to be comforting. You know, the way I see a church, they're supposed to be comforting. Cool. But this church was completely opposite. It felt horrible, and I didn't want to be there. Wow. And our friends who we were staying at, they turned around and said, "No, come on, let's go. We're going in." And I'm like, "No, I can't. I don't want to go in." And I felt uneasy walking in through that door, walking around the church, and then walking out. And this is about 11:30 at night.
Okay.
And I really did not want to be there. It just felt so wrong. But on the other side of it, it was part of an estate where there was a huge mansion built there, and the guy that owned the place was a very nasty character.
Okay.
And apparently he had blown up 150 people in one of the rooms of the mansion. But it wasn't, the whole place has just been left abandoned now, and it is a complete ruin, this whole mansion, apart from this little church, which is still part of the estate. It's just a creepy place, and I can't stand it. And I've never really been a lover of churches anyway, since about the age of 5.
Yeah, I do like them as buildings. I really do. I love the
Yeah.
architecture of them and the windows. I love most things about churches, to be fair. Most, without going down any political
Yeah.
routes. But yeah, get into trouble. But hey, hey.
Yeah. No, we don't want to get into trouble.
No, that's it. But yeah, like I live near a church, and I like walking by it quite a lot. And the gravestones as well, they're amazing. They actually, like one of them actually says that somebody died by the Times coach. And back in the day, people would have known what that was. That was a relevant time. Whether it's a mail coach which went once a day, something like that.
Yeah.
People knew what that was. It's part of their history, part of their daily life, and we don't know, do we?
We've
So
we've
only
got
because of that gravestone, I know about it.
we've got a famous church over in Liverpool, which is actually the bombed out church.
Oh wow, yeah.
And that's got has quite a few events on outside, little stalls and stuff like that as well. So it's that takes you back from the Second World War as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are sort of, but yeah, when you walk in a church or anything, you do feel the energy, don't you?
Yeah.
There is a different sense of feeling about a place.
Absolutely.
It's
I've
got
done a
certain-
few historic churches in time.
Wow, is that Norfolk way or?
Yeah, there's quite a few in Norfolk. Down the
Yeah.
market, there's a little village sort of just up the road, Barton Bendish. They've got a historic one there. There's one in the grounds of Oxborough Hall. So yeah, there's loads around here.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Like when I go down the A17 heading towards Norfolk, for hitting the A149. So that's Lincolnshire, isn't it? You do get a lot of villages with the old churches, don't you? So it's like there's hardly any houses there, but they've got these stone churches, which are magnificent buildings. And each town or village seem to have one around there as well.
Even on your travels, you'll go for the paranormal investigation, and you'll park up in the town centre to grab something, and then you'd end up walking around one of the churches and looking at the history as well, which is always amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but to see the age of the gravestones, or how they're designed as well. So sometimes it would show the trade that the people were in, wouldn't it? And then when you see all about the families and things, and yeah, you see all the sadness of families, don't you? Sometimes, but yeah. So James thinks that, and my voice is going, thinks that old churches were built on very old energy ley lines, built over again and again over millennia. That's it, isn't it? But I think my house is actually on a former Anglo-Saxon graveyard, which is really cool.
Wow.
I didn't know, but I'm actually near a church, and there's Anglo-Saxon stone cross. And I went on a ghost hunt, and they said, "Oh, all the areas are old graveyard." Like, yay, bonus! So yeah, I usually have things happening here, but I just thought it's because I bring them home from ghost hunts.
My house is actually built on an old hall.
Oh wow, brilliant! Wow. Do you know what part of the hall?
I've had a couple of little visitors of the children that do the
Awesome.
rounds. Yeah, they're quite mischievous as well. I have actually got photographs of them as well.
Brilliant. That's smart.
Artist impressions of the drawing of them.
Oh wow.
I can have a look for them actually if you wanted.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, hi Susan Crowhurst. Hope you're okay. We've got. It came up. So East London, every part are nearly plague pits. Wow. You don't even think about that, do you? Because they're everywhere. Plague pits and things. Yeah. So we've got Christmas then. Are you doing anything between Christmas and New Year? Is everyone just chilling?
Yeah.
Scrooge? What are you doing?
Well, at the moment, my Christmas plans could be in turmoil. It depends if my granddaughter comes out of hospital on Saturday.
Oh,
She's
bless
going
you.
tomorrow for a mine operation.
Oh, so did he?
She had an accident. Yeah, she had an accident nursery today. So early tomorrow, her parents are taking her up to the north of the Norwich hospital. So I'll keep you informed on how they get on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Please let us know. I'm thinking of you and
Absolutely, yes.
family.
That's the little girl that visits.
Oh, wow.
And that's the little boy that's quite mischievous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
That's dating back from 1933.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm just getting cold.
Brilliant.
I'm getting cold. Don't know how you ladies can put up with these things.
Alcohol. If we're going out, we just have loads to drink so you don't feel the cold.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Gin running out. Gin ran out, but there you go. But yeah. Oh wow. So what are you doing between Christmas and New Year then, Emily?
Just staying at home with 5 children and husband.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. Just relaxed, chilled out,
Yeah.
eating.
Nice, eating all the
Right.
Christmas leftovers.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Brilliant. Wayne, any plans between Christmas and New Year?
No, I think I'm continuing with my autism degree.
Yeah.
Because I've got my last assessment to get done, which is 96 questions, essay style.
Oh,
It's a real tester. I thought the last assessment was taking its time, and then when I looked at the next assessment, I'm like, really? Okay. So once we've got our Christmas day out of the way, it's get back to doing that, and then it's getting back to my my latest Spookanori, which is taking its time, but
bless you. Yeah.
I think this one will be well worth it because it's going to be the biggest story yet that I've written. So
Fantastic. I've got 3 of your others, which are brilliant. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, this one's pretty good. And I've actually involved a ghost train in this one, so it's called Overdue. So it's I'd originally done it on a live feed on the group before. And I liked the story so much that when it came to when I started publishing my stories, I wanted to go back to that one, but I wanted it to be a lot bigger because the story itself was really short.
Yeah.
So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to rewrite it. So I have rewritten most of the story, but I've literally added 2 chapters right at the front that didn't exist previously.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So it's a bit like watching a movie where they show you all the characters and who they are first before the actual anything happens.
Yeah.
Only I've started literally right at the beginning where something has gone bam straight away right from the start, and then it zooms into modern day and the story begins.
Cool.
So
Sounds
this one's
great.
going to be quite a good one. Can't go away. She jumps on my lap. She jumps on my lap, but she's so old she forgets to put her claws in.
Oh, yes.
And it just goes plop, and you're like, ugh.
Oh, no. Wonderful, aren't they, with the claws?
She's now hiding in a box.
My dog's got an issue with his elbows. 28 kilograms, he'll like dig his elbow in you accidentally. That hurts. Yeah. I don't mean it. It's just they don't know, do they?
No.
So what are you doing between Christmas and New Year then, Emily? We said Emily, didn't we? Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, what are you doing?
Well, to be honest, I'm trying not to go shopping. I know it sounds daft, but I'm waiting for the sales. I need to go and get some restock on a few T-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but there is one investor I want to go and do. It's
basically
a paranormal walk.
Hey guys,
Oh,
how you guys doing?
Nick,
oh, were you
Nick.
waiting that long?
Sorry, I was running. Sorry, I ran late today. There was some things that just popped up right at the last
Oh,
minute.
it's fine.
So, but I'm glad I'm here though. So
Yeah,
good to see
we're glad
everyone.
you're here, but were you waiting long to come in? I didn't notice.
No, I
Were you
was
for ages?
just like a minute. I was waiting in backstage.
Oh, that's cool
so
then. That's so
it
good.
wasn't bad.
I thought I'd left you there ages, so I panicked when I saw you. I thought, oh my god, I've missed Nick.
No, I was just there for a short time. You're good.
Oh wow. Yeah, we're just chatting about like Christmas things and stuff.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So it's a good time, isn't it? Like Nick has got such a cool house.
Yeah.
Your dad has really done a good job on it, hasn't he?
Oh my God, the work that he's put into it is just amazing. I mean, we do worry about him now that he's getting older, but he still does a tremendous job. I know I haven't really done much. I have helped him out in some way, like when it came to like the more difficult areas of the house, I helped him out with those. But for the most part, he deserves all the credit for putting them up. Although all these lights that you see behind me, this was done by me. So that's not my
brilliant,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the outside, if you do see Nick's profile, the outside of the house, oh, it's just stunning. It really is.
It's incredible.
that's where you need one of those Christmas light guns from the Grinch, where you just
Yeah.
press the trigger and the lights just shoot out the gun and land on the house right where you
Yeah.
need them.
Yeah, that would be nice. that would
Yeah.
be like Dad's way of retiring from doing this, so he doesn't have to deal with this for several days. It actually takes a couple of weeks for him to put them all up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard to put them up, but my gosh, taking them down.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
heartbreaking, isn't it?
Well, and especially now because over here in Chicago, we're getting that big snowstorm. It's hitting us right now.
Oh, you're
So,
getting it as well. Oh my gosh.
What's it actually given there, Nick? It's about -25.
It's about right now 7 degrees Fahrenheit, but I know for a fact that later tonight it will be definitely a lot colder. So it's gonna get bad.
We're trying to do a translation for people in the UK.
-10.
Yeah, we're supposed to get down to like minus. You're actually probably right about that one. I think we might be getting down to -10 at one point. So it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be freezing.
Oh my gosh.
Do they over there, do you get anything like a special dispensation on energy or anything like that if it gets below a certain temperature?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm sure we do in some areas. Well, like for us, I mean, we
-14.
yeah,
Yuck.
yeah, it's
Not good.
it's kind of hard to say actually. I mean, honestly, that's more of a question my dad would probably answer better than I could. But I'm sure we got something that runs, to keep everything going, especially with these, very low temperatures. Yeah, like we got the heat running right now, so we're good for now.
But what is your heat like? Because they're charging us like crazy prices in the UK. Your price has gone up.
Yeah, they have gone up in some way. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how much, but I definitely know they have gone up a little bit. So we're kind of experiencing that too here in the US as well.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
happening over here too.
I just thought it was kind of a UK and Europe thing because, well, I don't know. I think the worse with us, to be fair.
I thought originally otherwise, like maybe in certain states, but not the country as a whole. But no, it's happening all over the place.
Wow, we're talking about £2,500 average per year here, which
Wow.
I don't know, US dollars, not far off $2,500 USD now, is it? It's getting closer to £1 for $1, isn't it?
Jeez, yeah, indeed it is.
It's certainly changing. Sharon sends a lot of love and hugs for your granddaughter, Scrooge.
Oh, bless. Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah,
keep
James
you-
says it's a thing for every country at the moment. So yeah, isn't just man in it. Leslie loves you, Wayne.
Hey, Leslie.
Look, Pam.
Thank you, Leslie.
I think we need to do close-ups of everyone here because
do really.
everyone just looks so cool. So let's start off with Gary. Let's
me.
do it now, Gary. Try not to get removed from stream. Here's Gary. Merry Christmas, Gary. With Santa snowflakes on. Oh, hey. And we've got Scrooge. Hey, Scrooge. There you go. Oh, it's all right. We'll need to get... That's lovely, isn't it? And we've got jolly old Saint Nick.
Yeah, I changed that. You were focusing on everyone else, so yeah.
You're looking good. I love the lights. You've definitely got the most sparkling lights. Mine are actually off at the moment. But yeah. We've got Emily.
Hey.
Now,
Got some antlers.
Yay. This is Emily's first podcast.
Hey.
So a big cheers for Emily. Thanks for joining us. It's lovely
You're
to
welcome.
speak to you. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Definitely, yes.
And here we have, well, what can you say?
Do you know what? Looking like this, I look like I'm about to start doing flamenco dancing.
Oh, yeah. You look brilliant.
Okay, you can stop now.
James says you look cool. And yeah, this is me with my little panto backdrop. Hello. My lips move and my sound don't come out the mouth at the same time. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, we just hope everyone has a good Christmas. And yeah, times are hard, times are rough, but you know, you've got your loved ones around you, and just try and spend time with them and make memories with them.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to do, isn't it? If things are bad, just try and make it as memorable as possible this year.
Yeah.
I think as well, if you ponder on the troubles that are going on around you,
Oh, yeah.
it makes matters worse. And
It
I
drags
think
you down. Turn off the news.
yeah,
Well,
you just
most
keep
definitely.
yourself on a nice even keel and just worry about what you're doing and what your family's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
right.
The Christmas period is not going to be as bad as you think it is.
That's
But I think people dwell on things too much, and it then puts them on a downer.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, if you're looking at the news every day and like, oh my gosh, you don't want to see that. You know, oh, this is happening, that. No.
Yeah,
It's not
well,
in your house, isn't it? Is it? You know?
The thing is,
unfortunately,
as
that's
well,
what I've been dealing with a lot because my dad, he'll usually watch a lot of news, and there's just times where, you know, I just can't help but think every time when he's watching, I'm thinking, you know, somewhere probably like right next door to us or the neighbors next to us, they're probably watching, you know, like a Christmas movie or, you know, actually celebrating the holidays. They're not watching what's going on with, I mean, it was different like last night when all of us tuned in, you know, because of the snowstorm that was supposed to occur. That's one thing because that was affecting everybody. But as far as other stuff going on, that's not something I wanted to see during the holiday spirit. I mean, the holidays, I want to be like focusing on Christmas itself.
yeah.
That's right.
I mean, again, it's down to the year that we were all brought up in as well. I mean, we had blackouts back in my day. It is what it is. Just crack on.
That's right. You know, and I think it's because there's so much reliance on electronics and electric gadgets, and you know, like I've like the last few years I've gone into camping and I use electric because of a mobile phone. But you know, we used to manage without. And you know when the electric went down as well, they're the ones where you have the memories, aren't they?
Yeah. I am after a portable power unit though for camping. I'm after a good one.
Yeah, break out the
That's so you can
camera.
play your PlayStation when you're not out investigating, isn't it, Gary?
I don't know. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how many candles I go through though.
Oh gosh, yeah, I bet. Yeah,
But
candles are lovely, aren't they?
Break out the candles, James said.
Yeah, definitely. Kitchen drawer.
The thing is, though, is that there were people that doing that, weren't they, with the terracotta pots? They were
Oh
standing
no,
there saying,
yeah.
put your tea lights on some sort of dish, and then put the terracotta pot over the top,
And have
and
a
then
house
it
fire.
generates so much heat. And I'm thinking, yeah, but nothing going on about the fact that I've just scorched my work surface.
That's
You know, my
And-
kitchen tops now have got a nice big black ring around it where the heat is transferred into the worktop.
And there's been so many fires as well. Like, you know, because people are struggling with the electric, you know, the costs and stuff, they're trying to use alternative methods.
Yeah.
There's so many more house fires, and it's going to cost more money, like trying to sort things out in the long run, isn't it? 'Cause there's so many fires.
Yeah, and I think also at the same time now there is me and Mark Manley on the Dark Mirror radio show, we've actually said about this before, that there are technologies out there that would enable us to have free energy, but the companies that don't want us to have that free energy, so they're trying to deliberately buy up all these patents and they disappear. And we did touch on the subject before about Nikola Tesla and the fact that when he died, he had 7 sea chests full of his patents, all just mysteriously disappeared.
Wow.
And yet one of them, which was the biggest invention he had, was free energy from the planet. Could be projected over a serious amount of distance, free of charge, and yet it's not being used. And why? Because it's not making money. It's giving free energy to people, and they don't want you to have free energy.
I did watch the news today, and I know we shouldn't really hit this, but I did watch the news today, and they're on about this. There's a place in Whitby where they want these houses to take part in an experiment to use hydrogen, and they're rolling it out, and they don't actually know how well it's going to perform. Like, they've got a cooker and they've got something else, and actually I think 1% of its energy is renewable. So they're still moving to just defeats the object.
I mean, we've got solar panels on top of our roof, but we still get a bill from the energy company.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we've got battery storage here that would last for 48 hours.
Yeah.
So any excess energy that our solar panels create is supposed to go back into the national grid, which we get paid for.
Yeah.
But we still get a bill every month. And I'm like, how is this working? If we're actually generating electricity for you, we shouldn't have an electric bill.
Yeah, that's right. Especially in the summer.
And they don't want to argue it.
Back.
And they stand there and go, you've got to have a smart meter. No, I don't have to have a smart meter. At the end of the day, as long as I can gauge how much electricity goes back into the national grid, it doesn't matter about having a smart meter. And that's where the costing is coming in.
I've been on my own little protest against the companies, and my last 3 monthly bills have been £5 for gas and electric.
Jeez.
We told Scottish Power they either sort our bill out or I'll turn the isolator switch off so you can't have any of our electricity. And all of a sudden they went, the bill's coming down.
Yeah. It's just mad, isn't it?
They don't like it.
No.
Because it means that I'm not giving them my energy. I'm keeping it all to myself.
Yeah.
And I was reading the other day that if I wanted to, because I've got excess energy from my solar panels, I am permitted with the right, I can't remember, some sort of paperwork I needed to get, but I could supply the other people where we live with our excess energy, and they can pay me for it at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think people have got to do their own work, haven't they, and do what's best for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you know, they're not doing me any favours, so I'm not doing them any favours. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? But yeah. Yeah, exactly, Eric.
Hey, Eric, good to see you.
Yeah, definitely, Eric.
In control and don't like it.
I mean, I've been seeing so many videos lately on TikTok about the difference between legislation and common law.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things like the TV license, it falls under common law. If you tell them you don't want a TV license, then you don't have to. And you can actually have, I can't remember the name of the letter, but you can download a template letter and you send it off to the TV licensing agency saying that your agents are not allowed to set foot on my property By law, they're not allowed to set foot on your land.
Yeah. It's the old value laws, isn't it? Back from the day before all legislations were put in.
That's brilliant, yeah.
So people need to do the homework and look a bit deeper into situations and scenarios. And camping stove, I do me teas and me coffees. The kettle's not flying over to 50 or 60 on the meter, and it's just like 16 quid for some gas a month on the tins for the camping stove. It's like, I know where I am with 20 quid worth of gas and electric, gas. And it's like, you know what? When I want to use it, I'll use it. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
that's it. Oh, it's okay, Eric. It's fine.
We don't even put the central heating on in our house, A, because it don't work properly, and B, we just wrap up in nice big thick duvets.
Dresses.
You've really dressed up tonight, haven't you?
Well, it's actually quite warm in the house.
I've got a sleeping bag here.
Oddly enough, it is actually quite warm in here, and we haven't had, even when we had the minus 10 degrees last week, we had a little 2,000 watt heater in the kitchen, which was running off the solar panel battery anyway, but no central heating because for some reason the boiler doesn't want to give us any central heating. It's been 2 weeks waiting for a plumber to come out and look at it. So we've all got the winter duvets out. We've got summer duvets up in the loft, and the winter duvets are out at the moment. And then as soon as spring hits, we swap them round again.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're just like, wrap yourself up in the duvets.
I used to go camping any time of the year.
Yeah.
So but also if it's 16 in my house at the moment, which it is, and say I went camping and it's March time, it's 16, I'd be wearing my shorts.
Yeah.
So why am I cold sitting here? I don't know. I'd sit in my tent, cooking breakfast in my shorts, and it's 16 in March.
I was doing that the other day, wearing shorts, and my neighbour come out. She was all wrapped up like an Eskimo. And she's like, "You're wearing shorts?" And I went, "It's about 13, 14 degrees in it." She went, "Well, yeah." And I went, "That's all right."
Yeah. Compared to -7, it's a massive change, isn't it?
I think it's because we don't really, obviously, it's Christmas. It's not supposed to be that warm.
No, that's right.
We're supposed to be close to 0 and minus degree temperatures at this time of year.
Definitely.
So to have 13 to 16 is unusual. So it's sort of like I don't know, it's a bit of a weird thing when you see your next door neighbour come out and he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt and washing his car, and you think, that's not right, not this time of year.
Oh, yeah. It is just, it's been unseasonable this year, hasn't it? We've had baking hot summers. Have you had crazy weather, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like I said, it's been pretty cold over here too. I mean, it's kind of been, the weather sometimes over here has kind of played a weird role, especially, see, like what Eric just said, 40 degrees is a heat wave to me. At least this time. See, Eric, I don't know if you know about this, but strangely enough, right after Christmas is over, the weather's supposed to get warmer again. So despite the snowstorm that we're getting right now, I mean, there's always that possibility that the weather could change because it's several days ahead of time.
Yeah.
But yesterday, I literally saw where they said, I believe it was either next Thursday or Friday, that it was supposed to get up to 50 degrees, and it was supposed to storm. Now they're switching it to rain or whatever. I mean, I have no idea what's going on, but despite the snowstorm that we're getting now, this is all going to be gone by next week. Although I will admit, at least we'll have it just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. But when you get snow in the US, when you get really bad snow, we then get it a week after, or maybe sooner. So I don't know if that'll come over here or not.
Again, it depends on which area that you're at, where they get all this, on the different areas where they get the most snow. It affects different areas for the most part. It depends where you are. That's the best answer I could really come up with.
I know they said with us, didn't they, the other week that we were getting the beast from the east. It was Russian.
Oh yeah,
weather.
they always say that, don't they?
It was Russian weather we were going to be getting, and they reckon that 9 times out of 10, anything that comes in from sort of Finland, Siberia, and northern Russia way, heading our way, will mean we will get bad snow. And of course, we got this -10 business, and then all of a sudden we got the heat wave straight after it. And I'm thinking, okay, someone's playing with a thermostat up there. You know?
Yeah, random, isn't it? Yeah.
And it just seems a bit strange that we've gone from having -degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
Then we're looking into double figures, and you're like,
Yeah,
this is
17
right.
degrees difference, isn't it? It's mad,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I was around Nottingham Friday night, and my God, I went to see a gig there, Blue Run, free tickets, yes. And we just came out, and my gosh, -7 degrees. And then, yeah, the next day it's like, oh, okay.
See,
That's a bit like Rough and Control Tower the other week.
Oh, wow.
We're like, okay, I'm ready to go home now.
yeah, Eric, they said 50. I mean, that could change because it's not till next week. But they said last night, I think it was Thursday or Friday, we're supposed to get it. But all this talk about different temperatures, this just kind of brought back a memory from almost 10 years ago now, where we had like a sudden change in temperature. This wasn't during the holiday Christmas season; it was during the month of November. Excuse me, and we had it was one of our last days where it was actually warm, and I actually went down to this town, which is like about 2.5, 3 hours south from where I live. We had a terrible tornado that hit during the middle of November in the town of Washington, Illinois, and we were among some of the volunteers that went down to go help cleanup efforts. It was amazing. I mean, it was just amazing just to see how quickly the weather changed, because when the day when this tornado hit, it had to be like 70 degrees, for that portion of the state at least. And literally within a matter of 2 days, it dropped down to 50. And then probably about maybe by the end of that week, it dropped down to like 10 or 20 degrees. So, by the time that we got there, it was freezing. It was snowing. It was just like, it's kind of like what you said, Wayne. Someone was turning the thermostat, but it was just absolutely freezing cold. I mean, and you're in an area where several houses are destroyed. There's no real shelters that you could stay in to keep.
Wow.
There were tents and there were heating systems that they were being used, but even then, that wasn't enough. It was so damn cold. Fortunately, since then, the town has been rebuilt. But at that time, though, it was quite a sight to see something like that.
Yeah, we can't cope with any changes in weather. We get a bit of snow, we get power cuts. It's shocking. And like we get a bit of snow and that's it. The roads are closed because people driving here.
Yeah.
In places.
You guys, you've got crazy weather. You've got your tornadoes. You've got hurricanes, and God knows what.
Yeah, we got a lot of that.
You deal with that.
If we get it bad here, we know, because I'm virtually on the tip, on the end of the peninsula. So if we get it bad here, the country's usually got it bad.
The thing is how we deal with it, though. It's like
the moan,
like Jacqueline says,
moan all the time.
In this country, we get a centimetre of snow and everything comes to a standstill.
It's mad, isn't
You
it?
go
I
to
love
places
it.
like Norway, Austria, Finland, anywhere in the Alps and Switzerland, when they get 6-foot snowdrifts, they just go straight through it.
Yeah.
Your roads are open
Straight
within
away.
the day, and they've got on with it. And we don't. We're like, oh my God, it's a centimetre of snow.
We've
Best
got
I
a
stay
power
indoors.
cut.
It's funny to think my sister and my brother-in-law, they were just in Norway about 2 weeks ago, so they got to experience. I think they did get to experience some of that winter weather. Of course, they also got to see the Northern Lights. But yeah, they
Beautiful.
were just in Yeah, it is. I actually envied them that they got to go. But yeah, they were just in Norway just a few weeks ago.
Oh gosh, I went there, but I didn't have the app which said when the Northern Lights were about. So a lot of the time, I'm sleeping on the ship because I got it's like a kind of ferry. So I went over to Bergen for a couple of nights and then came back again. So
Right.
yeah,
I'm just going to wait for the next solar flare.
Well, this is it. There's always a solar flare, and then it happens, isn't it?
Well, depending on the size of the solar flare, will depend on how widespread the aurora borealis is. So,
That's
I
what
mean,
needs
I think the last time they reckoned that it was as far south as Birmingham.
Yeah, it did hit. I was getting red on my app. It's coming up red, which is the best one, you know.
Yeah.
Because usually, if I'm getting my app up, it comes up. It's always green, so then you get yellow, orange, or red. So it's very rare I see it on red. But yeah, I've got my phone, and it tells me if there's a potential of it, you know, hitting the scale where I might actually see something. But obviously, I'm in a town, so I've got to drive out of town. So you're away from all the light pollution and everything.
Which is handy, obviously, with our councils turning the lights off at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, I mean, down here with our town, they turn the street lights off, and they've just recently changed all the street lights. So we've got rid of all the orange ones, and we're on them brilliant white LEDs.
The white ones, yeah. Which are
so when they turn them off, it's pitch black, and I can go off to an investigation, and I'll come home, and I'll turn my car lights off, and that's it. I'm in darkness, total darkness. I might as well be in the middle of nowhere because nobody's got any lights on.
Wow. Yeah.
And luckily at Christmas time, we've got a few neighbours that have their Christmas lights on still outside.
That's handy, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's all right. But normally, like the other day, we come back from Rougham, nobody had put their Christmas lights on. So I got back, switched the lights off on the car, and I had to put my torch on my mobile phone so I could see where I was going.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I can't even see my front door.
Right, everyone, we've actually got to go. Our slot's running out because we can only do a show till 10 o'clock. So this has been absolutely awesome. Thanks, everyone, for the chat. It's been so cool. But to everyone out there, just have a nice Christmas. Make those memories, you know? And if you are unhappy, I'm going to be trying, you know, look out. You've got Wayne's Stories on Christmas Eve. Have you got shows on, Nick?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, it's kind of funny to think about is that when I get off after this, I'm actually going to be joining yet another online Christmas party. It's Jenny from Ireland. She's doing. I told her I'd be a little bit late, but I said I'd be on. But then
but I need to get off if Jenny's getting on at 10. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
I think she's already on, but I don't think she's broadcasting on things. I think she's broadcasting on a different network. So I think, but after this, then I got yet another show later tonight with Jeremy, Adrian, and Eileen.
Awesome.
So I got 2 more tomorrow. So my schedule is packed.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy what you do. Yeah, take care, everyone. Have a fantastic time, and spend time with your loved ones if you can, but just be kind to yourself as well.
And to each other.
Any last minute thoughts, Gary?
Say again.
Any last minute thoughts? Say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah, just be happy, be merry, and just enjoy all the positivity that's out there. You know, bring it into you. You know what I mean? Always think positive thoughts, and I always say, what more positive brings more positive. So keep looking at it at that point of view.
Yeah. So take care, and thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting, and have a good one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.